This is a story about Odysseus. He and his men had been away for many years fighting in the Trojan Wars, and now they were on their way home. Okay, lads, time to go home. The crew of the ship all cheered when they heard this. They had been away for many years fighting battles. The final battle had been at Troy. It had been hard, but they had won, thanks to a wooden horse. It would be a long journey back to their homeland, Ithaca, but they all trusted their leader to get them back because he was Odysseus and he had never let them down before. They may not have been so happy if they could have seen what terrors lay ahead of them. They set sail for Ithaca and after several months came to an island. "We'll go ashore here and get some water," said Odysseus. Some of the crew rowed to the island, but just as they were collecting water, they were attacked by a terrifying monster. The monster was very big and had only one eye in the middle of his forehead. It was a cyclops, and he didn't like strangers. The cyclops grabbed a handful of the crew and ate them. He put the rest of the crew into a cave to eat them later. When he came back, they gave him all their wine and he fell asleep. Odysseus grabbed a sharp stick and pushed it into the eye of the Cyclops, killing him. The sailors clambered into their boats and onto the ship, sailing away as fast as they could. "That was really scary," one of them said. "I didn't think we would get away." They continued on their way home, wondering if they would meet any more dangers. Soon they were running out of water and food, so they were forced to land on another island. When they reached the island, they were confronted by a witch called Circe. She seemed to be very nice at first, but then turned some of the crew into pigs. When Odysseus found out about this, he went to kill her, but she pleaded for her life. Circe turned the pigs back into men, and Odysseus let her live. They'd been warned never to go near the island where the sirens lived, because the sirens sang sweet songs and lured ships onto the rocks. They had to pass the island, so Odysseus made all his men block their ears with wax, so that they were not mesmerized by the sweet singing. He tied himself to the mast of the ship, and they were able to sail safely past the island. "We'll be home soon, lads," said Odysseus, but there was still trouble ahead. When they landed on the next island, it was eerily quiet, and they thought they were safe. Suddenly, a really terrifying creature pounced on them. It was Scylla, a horrible creature with many heads. Each head had rows of sharp teeth. The creature picked up 6 of the crew, one in each mouth, and swallowed them. Odysseus rushed at the creature and swung his large sword, cutting off one of Scylla's heads. At this, Scylla backed away, and the rest of the crew managed to escape back to the ship. In a few days, they were back home in Ithaca. Many of their friends had been killed. Fighting the horrible creature. But at least they were so safe now, they thought. But they were wrong. Poseidon, the god of the seas, was waiting for them. Poseidon was the father of the Cyclops that Odysseus had killed, and he wanted revenge. He dragged Odysseus into the sea and tried to drown him. Luckily, he managed to escape with the help of a mermaid. "We're home at last," they cried. It had been many years. They had fought many battles and defeated many mythical creatures. Most of Odysseus' men had been killed, but he had survived, and now was back with his wife and queen, Penelope. Odysseus did not go away on any more adventures, and King Odysseus and Queen Penelope lived peacefully and happily for many years.